Okay, so welcome everybody. We welcome everyone to the Linguistics and Pedagogy webinars. We appreciate your joining. Linguistics and Pedagogy webinars is all about spreading knowledge regarding linguistics and pedagogy related topics. Our webinars are conducted by knowledgeable and experienced speakers. And congratulations to you all for becoming a part of international webinar. And we have participants from various countries, and we can see the comments that people are from Philippines, Iraq, Morocco, and one from Journal Santos City. So now, without further ado, we will start with our webinar. So everybody, please comment our respected and knowledgeable speaker, Dr. D. Rao. Dr. D, please introduce yourself.
Good evening to everybody. I am Dr. D. Venkateswar from Hyderabad, India. I did my BA English, MA English, and PhD in English. I have been teaching English for graduate students for 25 years. During my teaching period, I observed something. What is wrong with it, English? What is going on in English language? Why English is difficult for everybody or many people? So to crack these issues, I prepared some PPTs on mother tongue influence. The first hurdle of English language is mother tongue influence. How mother tongue is influenced to the people before exposing to English language. Before that, first we conduct this webinar in three platforms. First one is about my brief biography or biodata. Second is about presentation. I give presentation on mother tongue influence. Next, third is about interaction. We interact with the other participants. It is like an interactive session. Language is about interaction only. It's not merely getting color, having knowledge. It is about interaction. Sharing knowledge is called language. So these are the three types of my webinar. Before beginning, I did my BA literature from Kakatiya University in Warangal, Telangana, as well as MA literature from Osmania University, Hyderabad. And PhD also, I did my PhD in English. After that, I started my career as an English teacher, as English lecturer in the year 1995. 1995 to 2011, I have been teaching for graduate students as well as engineering students English language skills, English communication, phonetics, and other related areas. So, coming to my research area, I wrote some research papers in international conferences, presented papers at various conferences, as well as I am a poet. Recently, published some poems on coronavirus. So this is a brief introduction. Before beginning my presentation, because as a language teacher, I feel very happy because recently Nobel Prize winner Abdul Razak Gunha, who got Nobel Prize for literature for his outstanding contribution fiction. So he also did his BA English, MA English, and PhD in English. Now he is working as a professor in Kent University. It means that there is a hope for the language professors as well as language teachers, those who are willing to join as a language teaching community. It is a welcome step. It is a moral boosting to everybody who is willing to become a language teachers. So before beginning, now we go for presentation. So the topic itself is different. Why I choose this topic? Because I myself faced many problems while exposing to English language. Why? Because I was born at a very village. There, English was necessary, but at the time, not possible to acquire good skills in English language. So to came across many hurdles by studying in my mother tongue, in village, in rural background, those everybody is facing these kind of problems. Those people who are coming from rural backgrounds, they face many difficulties by hook or crook. Just I came across all those things. I did my BA language. Why? Because I wanted to get command over English. That's why I sacrificed remaining things my career just focused on only English. So the topic itself is mother tongue influence on English language articulation, reasons and solution. This is the topic. How mother tongue influence in English language. So, what are the reasons and solutions? So both are important. Reason is important, solution is important. Everybody speaks about problems. Who speaks about solutions? Solutions are very important than speaking or highlighting the problems. So here, just I want to share with you a few problems as well as solutions of English language. How to get through those problems? How to overcome those problems? How to get command over speaking English language? Before that, why English is very important nowadays. Zoom sessions have been conducting, as well as many online sessions have been conducting from LKG to PhD levels. Why? Because of Corona. The world before Corona was different. After Corona is different. The world is divided into two worlds: pre-Corona, post-Corona. Post-Corona, there is a huge demand for oral presentations. So English, previously it was a language for English people. English was language for English people. But all of a sudden it became science language, it became technological language, it became a computer language. Now it became Corona language. It is called Corona language. Now we are post-Corona English language. There is a need to change. There is a need to develop our own language skills instead of following the traditional method of English language. Then where do we focus on? Then how do we change our language skills, especially in speaking and in articulation? So the topic is mother tongue influence on English language articulation, reasons and solutions. Next slide, please. So before beginning, English is non-phonetic language. English is non-phonetic. Phona means in Greek language sound. Lingua is a Latin word which means a tongue. Language, the word language derived from a Latin language. Lingua means a tongue. So it is about non-phonetic language. Why English is non-phonetic language? Here, Pygmalion, written by George Bernard Shaw. Professor Higgins is a professor of English. So he went to Oxford University and listened to the people of English, and he was terrified. No English people or no English person is uttering one or two proper words. If English people fail to utter English words, then what about other nations? If tomorrow this language becomes a global language, people face many difficulties. In those years, that Bernard Shaw identify the future of English language. Here, just I read a few lines of George Bernard Shaw Pygmalion. The English have no respect for the language. They don't have any respect for the language. They speak. Generally, we speak language just like conversation tone for a day-to-day communication, not for a serious problem, not for scientific and technological problems or issues, and will not teach their children to speak it. Even English people don't teach their children proper English. They cannot spell it because they have nothing to spell it with but an old foreign alphabet of which only the consonants. It is easy. Consonants are easy. That's why they spell consonants clearly. But coming to vowels, they fail to pronounce vowels as well as diphthongs properly. And not all of them have any agreed speech value. It is about Pygmalion, a small part, a small quotation taken from Pygmalion uh, uh, play by Professor Higgins. So it is about alphabet itself is different. Alphabet itself is different. English alphabet itself is different. Next slide, please. So here. So many, when I was a child, school going child, I asked my teacher, uh, if PUT becomes put, why not BUT becomes boot? PUT becomes put, why not BUT becomes boot? If ENGLEAND become England, why not ELEPHANT elephant? Why not elephant? If PUT becomes put, why not BUT becomes boot? Put, PUT put, BUT boot. ENGLEAND England, ELEPHANT elephant. Why not? Because so the teacher said, no, it is English. You should learn it as it is. No, I was not satisfied with it. For every concept, there is a reason. I want to know the reason. If PET becomes put, why not BET becomes boat? If ENGLE and England, why not ELEPHANT elephant? Because of a phonetic system. English is a non-phonetic system. English phonetics are different, speech sounds are different, written letters are different. English written alphabet is different, spoken alphabet is different. That is the main variation between English language. No other existed language is like this. It is the problem with English language. We think that 26 letters are English letters. They are not English letters, they are only written letters. 26 letters are written alphabet. 26 letters is a written alphabet system. 44 letters is phonetic alphabet or speech alphabet. But there is a huge demand for spoken language in day-to-day life. Why? Because of technology, because of online education, because of science and technological developments, and globalization and computerization, and artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning. These branches have been dominating the world, drastically changing. Last 10 to 15 years, there is a huge change in the entire world, in all spheres of life, on all areas of life. So especially in education, in technology, in science, there is a huge demand for language expression, especially oral language expression. Then, so if 26 letters are for writing, 44 letters are for speech, automatically the learner of English language feel it difficult because they never expose these 44 letters. So look at it here once. How the letters are, how the symbols are, always symbols are quite different from written letters, except consonants. Here, look at it. Consonant second part after the fourth line itself. P is there. It is written letter. P is there. It is written letter. Sir, again, sir, same slide. Previous slide. Sir, hello, hello. Sir, am I audible? Sir, am I audible? Hello, am I audible or not? Hello,
Hello, sir.
hello, 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 hello. Hello.
So we are back. So you can continue. We are really sorry for the disturbance.
Oh, sir. It is disconnected, sir.
Sir?
It is disconnected. Now it is okay.
Yes, sir. Continue. Continue.
Just still it is
Yes, sir.
but
Can you see the presentation now?
not yet. Due to this connectivity, Wi-Fi. Oh, sir. Sir, I am there. Still, it is. Mm, no. Okay, okay, okay. No. Okay, okay. No. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Now it is clear, sir.
Yes, sir, you can continue. Sorry for
Oh,
the
okay.
disturbance.
Sorry for the disturbance, especially participants. We are extremely sorry because due to these Wi-Fi connections, net connections, it is interrupted. Sorry for the disturbance. Again, now So why this is happening? Because here go for fourth, fifth, sixth lines. P, B, these two are written letters. T is also written letter. D is also written letter. This charge is a word. T S, this prolonged S. This is a new. And D is Z. This is K is okay. G is okay. F is okay. V is okay. Th is okay. The. This is also new. S, S, Z, Z. Prolonged. This is also new. This is also new. M, N, N. No. So these three are called nasal sounds. When we pronounce words, the air comes through nose instead of mouth. When you use the letter M, instead of mouth, the air comes through nose. M, N, no. H is written letter, L is written letter, R is written, W is written, J is written letter. These are all consonants. So as Bernard Shaw said that, so according to English people, consonants are easy. That's why they pronounce consonants easily, automatically. So no problem for consonants. Why? Because these are written letters. Except 6, 7 letters, remaining are written letters. Coming to vowels, this is E, E, O, U. These next these are vowels. Vowels are somehow difficult. Coming to diphthongs, double vowels. Diphthong means di means in Greek language two. Thong means sound, two sounds. Two vowels come jointly. A. We say day. A is pronounced as day. Actually, day, today, like is. So these are vowels and diphthongs are difficult for the users of language, English language. Why? Because English alphabet is easy, written alphabet is easy to understand, to follow, to speak out. Coming to spoken alphabet, phonetic alphabet, even diphthongs are more difficult than vowels. Consonants are somehow easy. Anybody can manage. Coming to international alphabet, a standard English alphabet, phonetic alphabet, consonants are easy, vowels second. Next, highest difficult part is diphthongs. So it is very difficult for non-native person to use diphthongs properly. So there is a problem. Why? Because 26 letters are for writing, 44 letters are for speech. The variation between written alphabet and spoken alphabet. That's why users of English language face difficulties while they speak the language in a proper manner, in a fluent manner. So the complexity is with the language. So we cannot escape from it. We have to expose it. It is about phonetics, a brief information related to phonetic chart. If you want to focus on phonetics, better to pick up this chart. Always keep on using these vowels, consonants, and diphthongs. Next chart, please, sir. Next. So the difference between written English and spoken English. So we think that both are equal. No. Written English is quite different from spoken English. Written language is quite different from spoken language. So here, 26 letters are for writing, 44 letters are for speech. 26 letters are for writing, 44 letters are for speech. That's why I said English is non-phonetic language. So written language, when we write, we use 26 letters. When we speak, we use 44 letters. So coming to written language, spelling is very important in written English. While we write, spelling is utmost important. Correct spelling is important. Punctuation is important. Proper punctuation, comma, full stop, semicolon, colon. Next, grammar is also important in written language. Grammar means correct structure. Here, coming to spoken language, accent and intonation. What is accent? English is highly accented language. Accented means every word is stressed. In each and every word, stress is there. What is stress? Some force lays on a particular syllable is called stress, isn't it? Stress and intonation. So, what is syllable? A word is divided into parts. It is called a syllable. For example, examination. So examination is a single word, single unit of word. But coming to syllables, there are three syllables in examination. Exami, EXAMI. NA is second syllable. TION is third syllable. Examination. The word examination is divided into three syllables: examination, orientation, classification. If word is divided into syllables properly, automatically our pronunciation will be improved. So accent, intonation means rhythm, ups, downs. So raising voice and falling voice. English is English intonation, raising voice and falling. When native people speak language, they use accent and intonation. But coming to written language, spelling, punctuation, grammar is important. Next, coming to written language, formal and semi-formal. Most of the times, written language is formal, whether it is formal or semi-formal, not informal. Very rare situations we use informal written language. So, because of WhatsApp messages, because of mobile technology, mobile language, nowadays youth are using informal written messages, informal chats. So, it is very limited. Coming to written language, formal language. Written language is formal language. That's why our academic language is also formal language. When we write a PhD thesis, it is formal language. So you should write it all your academics in formal language or semi-formal. For business interactions, we use semi-formal language. Most of the times, spoken language is informal or slang. People use different kinds of slangs. So different countries or different people are recognized through their slang only. When people speak, they speak different slangs. They use different slangs. So people are identified uh, with their slang. So it is about spoken language. Nothing is wrong with it. So you are identified. It is your identification. So recorded document. Written language is always recorded document. Whenever you want to refer, you refer it. It is as a reference book. So spoken language is spontaneous and alive. Now we are interacting with you directly. It is spontaneous and live interaction without any delay. Within seconds, just I reach to you, you reach to me. It is called live interaction, spoken language. But written language is not live interaction. It is a reference document, but spoken language is spontaneous and live. So that's why there is a huge demand for spoken English nowadays, or oral communication skills in present day society. When we write, we use full words. Full words are used in written language. Contracted words or shortened words. Instead of saying I am going, just going like it. English is also not. So short one. For example, I am. So complete sentences are used in written language. The problem is non-native people try to speak as they write. That's why the fluency track is lost. They feel difficult. Why? Because when they speak, they think that whether it is right or not, whether it is right or not. According to written pattern, they prefer to speak. So that's why there is a huge gap between your thinking and your expression. So you lack that fluency. So written language is complete sentences are used in written language. Phrases and chunks are used. Chunks means what is a chunk? So a group of words is called chunk. Groups of words. Pick up two to three words at a time. Just use it. Add one more chunk to it. It is called chunks. Native people use chunks instead of sentences. But why? Because why do we use sentences? Why? Because before English we exposed to our mother tongue, and we learned English through textbooks only, through teachers only. Teachers are also taught English through textbooks instead of direct live interactions. So written language dominates than spoken language. That's why chunks are launched. So if you want to focus on oral fluency or spoken English, better to focus on chunks instead of written sentences. Next, here the last sentence very important is train to your mind knowledge. If you train to your mind, if you keep on giving instructions to your mind, keep on giving information to your mind, inputs to your mind, you get knowledge. Mathematics is knowledge, science is knowledge, technology is knowledge, computers is knowledge, medicine is knowledge, what not, everything, history is knowledge, literature is knowledge. Coming to train to your tongue skill, language is not about knowledge. Language is a skill. Language is a skill. Skill is different, knowledge is different. Knowledge is for mind, skill is for tongue. If you want to focus on skill, definitely you need to focus on communication. Am I audible? Again, streaming is launched. Sir, is it visible to you, sir? Is it visible? So again, the connection is lost. Is it visible? If it is visible, I will continue.
Sir, kindly continue now.
Okay. PPT is visible to you? Sir, PPT is visible.
Yes, sir, it is.
Now PPT is visible to you. Okay. Next. Next slide, sir. Right. Next. It is a strange thing. People think that how do you kill R? So most of your pronunciation depend upon your letter R. Letter R is not pronounced except in beginning vowel follows it. So for example, except in the beginning, wherever R, try to kill that R, try to avoid that R, try to remove that R. That is called kill the letter R. For example, articulation. If you speak about articulation, it is not good. Articulation means it is good. It sounds good. So unnecessary letters are there in spoken language. Why? Because words are written words, not spoken words. So unfortunately, there is a huge gap between written alphabet and spoken alphabet. So you should know where what to avoid in spoken language. For example, if you speak about articulation, it sounds some ambiguity. Articulation means it is good. Artificial. If you say artificial, it is native influence is there. If you say artificial, it is good. If you say poverty, why do you say poverty? All letters should be spelled in your pronunciation. Actually, some letters are silent in speech. So you must say poverty instead of poverty. So here sometimes R is also accepted, like pra- practice. So R is why? Because it is followed by vowel. Speaker, paper, writer. We say paper, paper, writer, professor. Even car, we say car, car. It is about car, car. Dictionary R is pronounced. Why? Because it is followed by vowel. Next slide, please. Next. These it is only for practice. If you practice more, you get more. Write Western, but speak Western. So when you write, you must write Western. All letters should be used in written. So coming to spoken, Western, or is understood. Western. If you say Western, it is not good. It is your native influence is there in spoken English. So Western. For example, warm, WARM. When you write warm, when you speak warm, R is not accepted here. For example, verbal. If you say verbal, it is not good. Verbal. Vertical. We say vertical, vertical, vertical. So urban. We say urban. Urban area, rural area. Urban. So like transport, transport. Surgeon, surgeon. Support. We say support. Even stress is also there. Support. P is stressed here. Settle. Next, storm. We say storm, storm, storm. Why? Because many times our R is silent in words. Why? When we write, we write all the letters. We use all the letters. When we speak, identify which letter is silent. Many times, if you know how to avoid R in your speech, automatically 30% of your pronunciation will be improved. Just you reach that level, or native speakers level. So automatically your mother tongue influence will be lost or overcome. Next slide, please. This is about R. Especially I focused my focus is on R. Next slide, please. So next slide. Okay, right. So here it is about Pygmalions, tongue twisters. Professor Higgins practiced with that girl, flower girl. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. If you practice like several times, automatically it is like a tongue twisters. If you keep on twisting your tongue, automatically you exposed to native language. Pick up tongue twisters, make it a hobby of tongue twisters. Pick up any tongue twister and keep on using this. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. The rain in Spain falls mainly on this plain. Seashells, the seashore. So these are, but she said the butter's bitter. So the only few tongue twisters are given here. Why? Because only for practice. So if you keep on practicing, suppose your aim is to focus on pronunciation, to improve your pronunciation rapidly in a systematic way, better to focus on tongue twisters. Two things you need to focus on. First one is about R, where R should be silent. So, if you practice R properly, if you know how to avoid R, automatically 20 to 30% of your pronunciation will be improved. And if your focus is on tongue twisters like the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain, pick up any tongue twister one day, one tongue twister automatically. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sure sells like it. Any. I thought of thinking of thanking you. I thought of thinking of thanking you. It is not about meaning. It is just only about practice. Already I told you, language is for practice. Language is for communication, not for knowledge, not for logic. It is beyond logic. Logic is not there in language. Language is only creativity, to focus on creativity in communication. So pick up any stream, you stream, we all stream for ice cream. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. All cream, 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 like it. These are called tongue twisters. Focus on our silent letter or as well as tongue twister. Next slide, please. So, reasons. So, before that, I gave you only three important points to you. First one is phonetic. Written alphabet 26 letters, phonetic spoken alphabet 44 letters. Again, revision, previous one. Second is about R, where R is silent. Third is about tongue twisters. Now, reasons. Our topic is about mother tongue influence on English language, reasons and solutions. The uh, first reason is familiar with the native accent and slang before practicing English accent. It is very, very important. Why people fail to communicate English effectively, fluently, because of familiar with native accent. Suppose you belong to some African countries, just automatically you exposed to African accent before learning English language. So suppose your in language, native language is not English, so you exposed to your mother tongue. So you learn English in school only, in academics only. In outside, in your environment, it's not possible. School is about only examination oriented. Automatically, their focus should be on written communication instead of oral communication, written language instead of oral language. That's why familiar with native accent and slang. Your slang is there. People use different kinds of slangs. So every country, there are hundreds and hundreds slangs are there. Among the people, they use different kinds of slangs. So before practice English accent, they exposed to their native slang. Automatically, when they speak English, their accent, their native accent will be influence is there on English accent. Second important reason is listen to native language day in, day out. Every day, morning to night, you think and speak in your mother tongue. So it is also second reason why people fail to speak English language effectively, fluently. Why people fail to get command over English language? Because of these reasons. They exposed to the native language accent and slang before English language. Second is listen to native language day in, day out. Third is listen very less to English. Except in school, except in college, you don't listen to English language. Even if you watch TV channels, you prefer to watch your native language. So your environment, your day-to-day interaction, conversation with your parents and elders and family members and others, relatives, is only your native language. Automatically, you have less opportunity to expose to English language. Next, converse with others in native tongue. When you converse with others, when you interact with others, automatically you speak in your native language, in your mother tongue, instead of English language. You never prefer English to speak to others. Why? Because if you think that if you speak to English to other people, they laugh at you, they criticize you, and they cannot understand you. These are the three problems. That's why you try to avoid other language. Better to go for your native language. That it is also one more reason. Converse with others in native tone. Exposed to native language before learning English. That is already there. Just you exposed to your native language. Through your mother, you learned your native language. Through your environment, you developed your native language skills. You have your environment, a weather. That weather is there. You lost English weather. If you create your English weather, automatically you exposed to English language. But you are away from English weather. You have your own native weather. That's why you are very comfortable with English. One more thing is you think in your mother tongue, and automatically just your expression will be in your mother tongue. If you want to speak English, you think in mother tongue and try to translate in English. That's why there is a huge gap between your thinking and your expression. This is also one more hurdle of the English language. These are the reasons. Familiar with native accent and slang before practicing English accent. Listen to native language day in and day out. Listen very less to English. Converse with others in native tone. Exposed to native language before learning English. These are the reasons. So these are the main reasons. So many reasons are there. These are the main reasons. Next, solutions. Next slide, please. Next, one more. Some more are there. Translate from mother tongue to English language. It is also very difficult, not correct. So the main problem, users are learners and people who are willing to learn English are facing this kind of problem. Translate from mother tongue to English language. Sim- Simply whatever they want to speak, they speak from their mother tongue. They translate ideas from their mother tongue to English language. Suppose you know Hindi or any Arabic language or French language or African language. Simply you translate your ideas from your language, mother tongue to English language or English language to other tongue. So that's why there is a huge gap between your mother tongue as well as English language. If you want to focus on English language, better to learn English as it is. It is a simple language. So already everybody knows some English, basic English. So better to focus on only English language instead of translation method. Why? Because your language is different, your language system is different, English language system is different. The pattern is different, the alphabet is different, everything is different. So never club these two things. Never mix up your mother tongue to English language. Not learning English as it is, but as you are. You are not learning English as it is, but as you are. From your point of view, you are trying to learn English. Simply, you are translating your ideas from your mother tongue to English language. So instead of learning English, instead of using English as it is, you're not looking at English as it is. You're looking at English as you are. From my point of view, how can I speak? How can I speak? You don't look at. First, you look at English. You try to experience English. If you read some quotations daily or monthly ones, some Shakespeare paragraphs or some quotations, automatically your English will be different. The way you think is different. If you read Shakespeare one or two plays, automatically your English will be different. The way you look at English will be different, not the way you look into yourself from mother tongue to other tongue. Read with your eyes instead of your tongue. One more reason, very difficult, this is also a hurdle to your English language speaking. Especially read with your eyes instead of your tongue. People want to improve their spoken language skills, but they read with their eyes instead of tongue. If you want to improve your speaking skill, train to your tongue, not to your eyes. But unfortunately, what we are doing here, we have been giving training to eyes. So if keep on giving training to your eyes, automatically you fail to speak language fluently. You need training for tongue, not for eyes. Better to read orally. Oral reading is important. Hear to others instead of listen and understand English speakers. Hear to others instead of listening. Just you have been hearing to others. Local language dominates than English interaction environment. Local language dominates. When you speak, automatically your local language will be dominated. That is also one more drawback or reason for this. These are the basic reasons of hurdles. These are the basic hurdles of English language through mother tongue. Next. Next slide, please. Sir, next slide. Next, solutions. Then reasons already given to you. What are the reasons? Mother tongue influence and translation method. And one more thing is about lack of environment, lack of weather, English environment, English weather. Next, solution one. Information is knowledge, communication is skill. Information is knowledge. First, you should distinguish the difference between language and knowledge. Language and subject. Subject is for knowledge. Language is for communication. You should distinguish between these two things. Information is knowledge. The communication is a skill. Articulate every syllable clearly and continuously. Already I told you, syllable means a word is divided into parts. Try to speak articulation. For example, articulation. 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 Already I told you, R is silent in articulation. Instead of saying articulation, you must say articulation. So articulation. Arti. It is first syllable. Cu. Go. Lation. Articulation. How many syllables are there in articulation? 3 syllables are there. If you divide the word into syllables, automatically your pronunciation, your accent will be easy to expose to English language. Don't imitate others, but develop your own skill. Never try to imitate others in speech. Whatever you have, your speaking organs, your speaking system, try to focus on your speaking ability. Instead of imitating some other people, instead of imitating some other person, you develop your own concepts, you develop your own tone of speech or your own articulatory system. But try to polish, try to brush up as many times as possible. It is a continuous process, continuous evaluation system. Instead of imitating, suppose you, if you want to imitate native people, it is not possible to you to speak like Americans or English people. It's not our duty to speak like. But our main aim is to interact with them, to communicate with them, to communicate to the outer world. We're not here to speak to English people always or to European people always, because world became a global world. Everybody needs communication. The main purpose is to understand, to share our thoughts, feelings, and information to others. That's why develop your own speaking ability, your own thinking. Don't imitate others, but develop your own skill. Stop using translation method of improving speech skills. Immediately you stop translation method system. Never try to imitate your language to English language to your mother tongue. Because suppose my mother tongue is something and my other tongue is English. My English is like my mind, my mother tongue is like my heart. If you divide these two are different, automatically you will be clear. When you use your mother tongue, stop English language. When you use English language, stop your mother tongue. Don't don't mix up these two. You think that both are different. Suppose your mother tongue is your right eye, your English will be left eye. Your mother tongue is your right hand, your English is your left hand. You feel like it. Then you think that, okay, when I speak I use this, when I speak I use this, when I speak I use this, when I speak I use this. Just only for familiarity I am giving you instructions like this. Never compare your mother tongue to other tongue. Translation method of improving speech. Develop listening skills than simply hearing ability. Listening skill is very important. Listening means to understand, to evaluate, to remember. Listening is not simply hearing somebody. Listening is about to listen to some other person and try to understand and remember, memorize. If you remember all those things, if you practice one or two, automatically your speech will be different. Stop develop a listening skill than simply hearing ability. Next slide, please. These are the solutions. Next, learn English phonetic alphabet before written alphabet. Just again, I request you, I advise you all better to go for phonetic alphabet. So phonetic alphabet is there. Even try to practice phonetic alphabet, especially consonants are very easy. 24 consonants are very easy. 20 vowels, 12 vowels are somehow you can learn, but 8 diphthongs are very difficult to practice. But coming to consonant, it is easy. Better to focus on consonants as well as vowels and diphthongs. Better to learn 44 speech alphabet as well as possible to expose to spoken language. Don't read silently, read loud. Already I told you, If you want to improve your spoken communication or presentation skills, don't read silently, read loudly, read aloud. Next, train to your tongue than to your ears, eyes. Already I told you. If you want to improve your oral communication skills, better to focus on your tongue instead of your eyes. Language itself is derived from tongue. Lingua is a tongue. So it is about speaking. Train to your tongue than to your eyes. Participate in group talks, role plays, and discussions. Wherever, whenever discussion is going on, better to interact with them. If suppose group talk is there, after this presentation, we are interacting with you. So I'm interacting with you, willing to interacting with you. Then you interact with me, you converse with me. Automatically, this kind of conversation, this kind of discussions will improve our spoken communication. Role plays and discussions. Any kind of discussion is there. Better to participate, better to involve in the discussion. In the long run, within few years, automatically your spoken English will be improved. Next, reading, listening, or for improving your knowledge. Reading and listening are, suppose people say that if you want to speak well, better to focus on reading and listening. Reading and listening are only for improving your knowledge. They improve your knowledge. If you listen, your knowledge will be improved. If you read, your knowledge will be improved. Oral practice and speaking develop your English oral fluency. These two things, if your aim is to speak fluently and correctly, avoid your mother tongue and overcome your mother tongue, speak English very fluently, rapidly, and clearly, utter words clearly, there you need to focus on oral practice and speaking. Oral practice is important. Practice everything orally. If you read, read orally. If you want to speak, speak it orally. A soliloquy, if nobody is there, just you speak to yourself orally. And speaking, develop your English skills, oral fluency. Better to focus on oral fluency. Next slide, please. So next slide. So this is about the topic, mother tongue influence on English language speaking. So reasons and solutions. I provided you reasons as well as solutions. Already I had a 1 hour session, and the sir asked me to take around 40-45 minutes due to some technical problems like Wi-Fi and all these things. There was a little disturbance. So now, thank you so much. Now it is time for interaction. And do you take, sir, do you speak anything before that? Within 10 seconds or 20 seconds later, we go for interaction and ask the people, participants, to interact with me directly on the screen, and we go for a discussion around 20 to 25 minutes. If you want to
Yeah.
take 2 minutes break, or you speak
Yes.
something. Mm.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your lecture. Thank you very much. It was very fruitful to listen to you and very useful. And the advices that you gave are very good. And we cordially apologize to the audience for a little disturbance in between. In webinars like online things, these things happen. So if you guys have any questions, comment them on YouTube, and we will ask Doctor those questions, and he will answer you. So please comment any questions that you have. We are waiting.
Or
After
interact
question
directly.
answer, yes, after question answer sessions, we will give you a feedback link that from which you will get your e-certificate afterwards. So kindly ask some questions that you want answers of from Sir Dr. D, and we will have these sessions in future as well. So kindly ask questions so then we can sum up our webinar and award the certificates. So we are waiting for questions.
Connect them, sir.
So we have a question, sir. We have a question from Pataveg, and he asked that if we have same word but different accent, doesn't it affect the meaning of the word?
Sure, definitely. Word pronunciation is very important. According to according to the word only, pronunciation only, it varies. So product, like produce and produce, director, direct. If you pronounce the word like direct, it is in noun place. Direct means it is in verb place. That's why there is a huge. The problem is with phonetic system, sir. The thing is, alphabet itself is a problem. Why? Because the 26 letters are for writing, 44 letters are for speech. The complexity is with language itself is a complex language, but still now there is no proper common alphabet. Speech alphabet is 44, written alphabet is 26. That's why even in grammatical structures also we are facing so many problems while writing, and the silent letters are there in English language. So in a word, many letters are silent in speech. In writing, all letters should be used. In speech, all some letters should be identified. And these are the problems. These kind of problems are there in English language. So are there? Definitely there are there. But our aim is just to identify, to know what is the difference between speech alphabet and written alphabet. So if once you expose to spoken alphabet like 44 symbols, automatically your many of your doubts will be clarified. Why English is so much of complicated? Because of its process itself is difficult. Alphabet system, written alphabet, spoken alphabet. Next, does chunks influence on the development or influence of improvement? Sure, sir. Definitely, it is very important. Chunks are very important. So already I told you, when we speak, when we write sentences. When we speak chunks. Chunks are groups of words, phrases. Unfortunately, in our schooling system, we were exposed to written alphabet as well as grammar structure was much prioritized. Coming to grammar, sir, even though like articles, prepositions, pronouns are conjunctions are given more priority than other words like nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, isn't it? Like content words and structure words. So there are two types of words in English. One is content word, second is structure word. Content word means noun is content word, verb is content word. Next, adjective and adverbs are content words. Articles, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections, like these are called structure words. What is content word? It is like sun, shine its own. So they have their own identity. Structure words means fit in the structure, like a and the. These doesn't have any importance. Just they fit in the sentence. They are fit for the sentences only. Like prepositions, many prepositions. On is used, in is used, wet is used. So where at is used, where in is used, it is still a doubtful. Why? Because it is not a content word. It is a structure word. Structure words are used only for to fit in the sentences, not they haven't their own identities. Coming to spoken language, structure words automatically will be removed. So if you, instead of using single words, instead of preparing word by word, better to prepare two words, three words at a time. When you look at two words, three words at a time, automatically your thoughts will be improved, your language will be improved, your fluency will be improved, your articulation will be improved, and these chunks will be improved. Like phrases or chunks. Chunks means groups of words. Add one chunk to another chunk. Automatically, your fluency will be developed. Your mother tongue will the influence is not that much affected in your language. So even though your mother tongue, when you speak your mother tongue, you use chunks instead of sentences. Why? Because it is your mother tongue. You don't bother about grammar and structure, all these things. Coming to English, just you look into everything structure wise. That's why there is a huge gap between your mother tongue and English language. How can you distinguish either your language is your mother tongue or native language? So sure, automatically mother tongue means when we speak, automatically we have our own slang, our own dialect, because our own culture. Even in your native place, just look around the people. So different kinds of people use different kinds of accents and slangs. Suppose you are staying in a particular area, your slang will be different. When you go to some other place after 200, 300 kilometers later, or some other state, there automatically people use different kinds of slangs. Why? Because slang is part of the culture. So it is part of the culture, not language. Language is as it is. Suppose your language is African language or American, whatever it may be, French language, Spanish language, or Arabic language. So even though suppose your language is native language is Arabic language, even there are different kinds of slangs are there in Arabic language. Why? Because place to place it changes. Why? Because certain kind of people use particular slang. Why slang is there? Because there is a difference between educated language and illiterate people language. Illiterate people use language slang. Why? Because they cannot pronounce words as it is. That's why they use a particular accent. Automatically it becomes a slang. Nothing is wrong with it. So by using your slang only, you are identified this is your native language. Suppose you speak English, even though in England people use different kinds of dialects. In England, English was originated in England. They use different kinds of languages, slangs. So what is standardized? So academic language is important, or your native language is important, English language is important. Coming to technology, now you are using technology. If your language is clear, that is enough. Don't bother about your mother tongue or other tongue. It is highly difficult unless you stay first 5 to 6 years of your life in a particular place. You cannot expose to that mother tongue. After 5 years, 6 years, you cannot develop other language like your mother tongue, because before 5 to 6 years of your age, you exposed to a certain language, that is your mother tongue. Question, sir, is IELTS exam still relevant for getting jobs in UK, US? Very good question. It is compulsory. So actually, it is very good question. IELTS is very important examination. Still, I have been training to the students here, and they face the problem and they fail in the examination. It is like elementary examination: reading, writing, listening, speaking. Simple examination, very simple elementary examination. But students fail. Why? Because just they learned English as like as other subjects instead of English language. LSRW skills have been tested. But coming to speaking, you are not tested through your mother tongue only. They don't bother about whether you are speaking like Americans or English people, whether you are fluent, whether you are able to communicate your message clearly to the people, authorities or not. That is important. That is IELTS speaking examination. But many people fail in IELTS speaking examination. Why? Because of their fluency. They do not focus on fluency, so they failed. So IELTS is very easy. Or to get a job, it is not important. To get higher education, it is important. Even to get a job also, nowadays English is important. English certification is important. After PhD, after 25 years experience, I did my TESOL examination. I cleared my TESOL examination because it is challenging to everybody. Every day you need to develop. So better to appear for IELTS examination and go for European countries, and again do some courses in English for your career perspective. Thank you. Any more? Some English accents, such as the Indian English, are largely influenced by the mother tongue of its speakers, yet they are considered to be varieties of the English language. Why is it that? Oh, Salman, very good. Just your question is very good. No, nowadays everybody's language is accepted. Already, I spoke something about Abdul Razak Guna. He got Nobel Prize, a African, and he did his BA, MA, PhD, and he is a professor of English, and he got Nobel Prize because it is about your identity. Many of our previously English means only English nations. Nowadays, world, they have developed their own English. Indians develop their own English, and Africans develop their own English. Arabic people develop their own English. If Pakistan develop their own English, it is also accepted. But the thing is, the country will decide. If tomorrow Pakistani government or Indian government or Bangladesh government decide that this is our English, every Indian should follow, means definitely follow. Nothing is wrong with it. So accent means accent is not criteria to your knowledge, to your communication. People look at what you are speaking about. Then how impressively you are speaking about, they don't bother about it. We are not like singers. We are not like anchors are just, we are not mesmerizing anything. We are providing information. We are providing our information thoughts to others. So as clearly as possible, if you speak to them, they feel very happy. If you try to borrow some accent from other countries, other people, automatically it is becoming a nuisance for them also. They cannot understand the content. The main purpose is content based. Content is important. So how can you deliver your content? That is very important. That is called communication. Communication is, delivery of content is called communication. Communication is nothing. Content, delivery of communication. Previously it was called speaking. Now it is called communication. The difference between speaking and communication is, speech is only to speak whatever you want to speak. It is like a monologue, just one way speaking. Communication means just to express, to pass on, or to express your thoughts to others. That is called communication. So forget about accent. If you are willing to become an accent trainer, then you go for it. Indian English is accepted. Even African English is accepted. Every English is accepted. But the way we look at only English means, doesn't mean that it is Englishman's English. It is global English. Everybody's English. So the way you speak English is not important, but what kind of message you are providing, that is important. That's why I said, instead of imitating others, better to develop your own language ability, your own identity, your own articulatory system, instead of imitating others. If you have something different, then you develop it. Nothing is wrong with it. But speak clearly to others. Thank you so much, Sharavan. You are from India? Ravel, does spoken English only focuses on using the language using slang or informal way? Uh, Spoken English only focuses on use. Sure, definitely. Slang. When you speak, only slang is used. Much slang is used. But written language, already I told you, in WhatsApp chatting, all these things, you are using slang, like hi, how are you? I am like this. I'm like, you are using are you, how are you, instead of saying how are you, h are you. These are called slang words. But for your mobile WhatsApp chatting, in slang is used. That kind of short forms are used. But spoken English, slang or informal way is used. Most of the times, spoken language is informal. Coming to presentations, academic presentations, formal, and dissertations, formal, and webinars and teachers' presentations, professors' presentations, scientists' presentations, academic presentations, technical presentations are formal or semi-formal. But the remaining times, most of the times, they are informal. Thank you. Any more?
So that's all. We are also reaching our time limit. Like it's have been 1 hour and 50 minutes. So these are the
Okay.
questions so far. And thank you, sir, for your fruitful lecture. We appreciate it. And also thanks to the audience for joining and giving such good questions and cooperating
Very
with
good.
us throughout the webinar. So now we will be sharing the link to the. Yes, sir. Do you want to say
Sir,
something?
shall I share one information? Very good platform you created. I appreciate you because of young man. Just you took so much of pain to conduct this session, as well as participants, especially they raised the questions, very good questions. So everybody is just, that's why I said it is like a sharing platform. In coming days, again we meet one more time if it is possible with another topic. Why? Because of internet connection, all these things. Because we don't have much time. Within one day, we prepared this webinar. Okay, very good. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
So I,
Thank you for your kind words. Yes, sir. You want to say something more?
nothing, sir. Provide this video also to me, as well as put in YouTube. Further people use it. If any questions are there, extra questions in chat box, better to forward those questions to me, and again I answer to those questions and forward to them later.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, continue,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Continue.
Okay, sir. So we have just shared the link in the comments. We will also try to uh, comment it again and again so everyone can see it. So there is the form. So you will also receive a certificate for speaker. You have been an outstanding speaker throughout the lecture, and thank you for that. And we will surely conduct another
So
uh, webinar with you on another topic surely. And we are also having webinars from Dr. Farah and another webinar on 25th October. So 15 October and 25 October.
sure.
So to keep in the loop, you guys will have to follow our Facebook page. It's called the Linguistics and Pedagogy Webinars. So thank you for joining, and I'm sharing the link in comments. So kindly fill that form so you guys will get the certificates, well deserved certificates. So link is just given. So, guys, fill the forms and make sure that you write your correct email address, because a lot of participants, like in the participation forms, have written their emails incorrectly, so they didn't got the email. So, make sure that you write the correct email, and don't fill forms for your friends who haven't attended the webinar. Be true and be honest and give the correct information and names. Thank you. And if you guys have any more questions, you can ask.
In
We
between
are
rails,
here.
do
Yes,
you
we are here. Yes, sir.
sir, do you connect one person directly live interaction? Anybody,
Sir,
if
sir,
they are
sorry.
willing.
We cannot hear. Like it's
Okay,
not
okay. Any question?
possible here. Okay, so we will see if there are any more questions, and if not, then we will end the webinar. And guys, I'm commenting the form link, so kindly fill the forms to receive your certificates. And thank you for joining. And if you have any more questions, you can ask. So we have a very interesting question
Hmm.
from Dendria. She asks, if a person has his mother tongue accent when speaking in English and mispronounced words, can it affect the score in IELTS?
So who is she, sir? Where she is from?
Sir, the country is not mentioned.
And yeah, so if
We
a
haven't.
person has his mother tongue accent when speaking in English and mispronounced words, can it affect the score in IELTS? So if you use one or two words mispronounce, no problem. Actually, when you speaking part, they look at your confidence as well as your fluency instead of the accent. They know that you are not native person, you are non-native person. That's why they don't bother about whether you speak English as like English people. They don't bother about it. But the way you speak, if you speak correctly, using words properly, means automatically there is an advantage. If you utter one or two, if you mispronounce one or two words, it doesn't affect. If you use more words, mispronounce more words, automatically it affect your score also. Better to avoid. That's why I gave you best suggestion. Try to avoid R in between. So how to avoid R, letter R in speech? And one more thing is better to practice tongue twisters. As I said, rain in Spain mainly falls in rhyme like this. Tongue twisters. If your aim is to improve your pronunciation, better to focus on tongue twisters as well as R, the letter R, where R should be silent, where R is accepted. Except in the beginning, wherever R is there, R letter is there, better to avoid it. For example, here look at it. If a person, Person, so instead of er, if you say per as one person, it is not. It is mispronounced according to English. If you say person, it is pronounced clearly. For example, mother tongue. If you say mother, it is written like this: mother, not mother, mother. So G is also silent. Speaking. So, like it. For example, WORDS. If you say words, it is not correct. Words, it is correct. Simple. By using simple techniques, you can develop your fluency or pronunciation. Is it clear?
Yes,
So,
sir.
very simple, very simple. Some techniques, use some techniques, except in the beginning, wherever R is, try to avoid that R. And one more thing is, listen to English words or English speeches. Try to identify how they are pronouncing words. It is the best method to improve your speaking ability or articulation. Very good question.
Yes,
Good
sir.
question.
We have another question from
Hmm.
Sumaya Sata.
Hmm.
If we have our own variety of English as Indian English variety, why we
Hmm.
imitate British accent?
Not necessary. Already I told you, sir. Don't never try to imitate English people, or don't try to imitate others. Already I told you, never try to imitate. Try to develop your own accent. Try to develop your own way of speaking. Better to focus. Better to avoid your mother tongue influence on your language. That I am speaking about. Our topic itself is about mother tongue influence. If you say, if you use some techniques, automatically your influence will be different. Your mother tongue will influence is not there in English language. It is this. Next.
Okay, sir. These were the questions so far. So now I think the event has been a success, and we had very cooperative and very brilliant participants. And of course, sir, you, the speaker, you were also outstanding. So okay, so we have one does body language in the mother tongue.
Show
Sir,
that question to me. Okay. Does body language in the mother tongue affect on English? So generally, body language means so it is again it is in cultures again it is in culture means that if your body language, suppose you have good body language but you are unable to utter words, it doesn't work. If your language is good, if your it is about mother tongue means body language is different mother tongue. It is not about language. Body language doesn't mean that it is related to particular area. It is not about oral language. Body language means just your body speaks. So without opening your mouth, you speak. When you say words like this or expression like this, the same expression is there in English or Arabic or any Hindi or any other language. So it is not related. It is not linked with your body language with mother tongue influence. English is a language. That's it. Your aim is you are not Englishman. English is second language for you. English is communicative language to you. If you are focused, if you are serious about language acquisition, automatically your body language will be changed. You don't bother about body language. Maybe your body language is good, but you are unable to speak language. It won't work. If your body language is not good, but you speak English well, that works. So it is not about body language. Forget about body language. It comes automatically. Just it is about flexibility. Body language means it is about your flexibility. The way you interact with others, that is called body language. Your facial expression, eye contact. So the same is there. Suppose you speak your mother tongue, the way you look at others, your facial expression, your hand movements, the same. It doesn't affect in English language. Forget about body language. First, you need to focus on certain areas. Except in first letter, wherever R is, try to avoid that letter R. Try to listen to English words. Try to observe. Try to imitate some words, and focus on English speakers. Always try to listen to English speakers, audio books. These are the things better to focus on. Next.
okay, sir. Sir, there is one question that it's very interesting. Is it
Wow.
possible that someone can lose, forget his mother tongue, his or her mother
So,
tongue?
who asked this question? Queen
Queen
is where are you?
Hijara.
Where she is from?
So she hasn't mentioned her country name in the comment.
Do
She
you
would be
forget
hearing.
your mother? You cannot forget your mother. That's why it became mother tongue. Mother tongue means your mother taught you. That's why it became mother tongue. Otherwise, father tongue. If your father taught you language, it becomes father tongue. Your mother taught you language when you were a child. Your mother taught you. Why it became mother tongue? Mother tongue. Mother taught you that language. So you cannot mother forget your mother. You cannot forget your mother tongue. So once you learn your mother tongue, wherever you go, after 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 80 years, 120 years later, you can use your mother tongue because it is there in your blood, in your blood and heart. It is good question, but not possible. Once you learn, it is not possible. If you did not learn, it is not possible. Okay, very good question. Funny question. Not possible.
Okay, sir. So I think that's all, and thank you for your answers, and thank you guys for your questions. So now we should end our webinar, and it's been a great time with you all, and of course with sir. So thank you all, and thank you, sir. Now we may end the live session. And for certificates, kindly fill the forms. Whoever fills his or her form will get the e-certificate through email. And and yes, okay. So, sir.
Thank you.
So,
Okay.
thank you, sir. So everyone who haven't filled the form, kindly fill the form. Our live session will end in a few minutes. So I'm just here for you guys, and thank you for your support and for your participation. We had a very good session, and we will arrange more of these seminars if you guys keep participating. So for receiving your e-certificate, I have given the link in the comments, so kindly fill the forms. There is a question that how can we register. So there is our Facebook page. On Facebook page we post our events and the details. So if you fill the registration form, you will be sent a link through email before the seminar, and through which you can join us in the live sessions, and then you can get your certificates. So I am just going to uh, I'm going to comment our Facebook link. And thank you guys for participating. Kindly fill the forms. And you can also comment the webinars topics if you want on our Facebook page, and we will try to arrange webinars on those topics as well. We have very knowledgeable and skilled and experienced speakers, and we are expecting to have two more seminars, webinars in this month and in future. Kindly fill the forms if you haven't yet to receive your e-certificate. Okay, thank you everyone participating. Now our live session is going to end. Thank you very much. Some commentators are thanking the presenter. Thank you very much. Uh, in the middle of the webinar, I got some internet problems, and therefore there was a bit disturbance. And sorry, participants, for that as well. Kindly comment that you have filled the form so I can end the seminar webinar. Sorry. If you have filled the form, kindly comment down so that we can end the webinar. I have got 154 responses so far on the form. 155. These are increasing. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, guys, for joining in. Okay, Ria Osoroy says done. Aya says done. Florence Brother says done. Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Kindly fill the forms. Merry Chris O'Rente. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your names because uh, I'm from Pakistan, so I have different accents. So Rajita Stacy has done. Good night. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be here for one more minute. If you have some problems regarding filling the form, you can ask. Uh, okay, done. Thank you. Okay, done. Okay, thank you guys. So kindly share these webinars with your friends as well, so they can also take benefit and advantage of this opportunity. And you will receive your forms by tomorrow. Thank you.